And you start getting these questions in your mind. Can I do it? How do I pull this all off? And people start asking you things like, do you have a teaching degree? And did you graduate from college? And how do you think you can teach chemistry? And people start looking at you, and you start to go, I don't know. I just know that I want to do the best for my child. I want to provide a stimulating environment that's fun, that's joyful, that they enjoy learning, and it's not all of the things that schools can offer that kind of turn us off, and we want to create this environment for our children. And also we want to be able to bring the information to them in a way that doesn't just exhaust us, right? Because perhaps you have another younger child, you have a baby, you've got several children that you have to homeschool. And so we want to be able to do this in an authentic way that feels right to us, that feels natural to us, that feels joyful, without banging our head against the wall and just like feeling so overwhelmed and so frustrated that it becomes very stressful and something that we didn't really want to happen. So I have been there. I have been just a few short years ago, beginning actually to get into first grade, and I felt all those things. I just felt like I had a little grasp on what I was supposed to do, but I didn't have all the pieces. And if you heard my talk in the other call, I felt like I had one of those dot to dot fun pad things where you connect all the dots and then it turns out to be the picture and you can see. And it was like I had the dots on the paper, but I didn't know what the end picture and result was supposed to look like. And I just felt I had a little bit, but I wasn't grasping it. I didn't have the feeling and the magic and all of the amazing methodology behind Waldorf. And if I was able to read some of that, I had no idea what to do with all of that to bring it back into my homeschool setting and make it work for me and my children as a homeschooling mom, which is what I usually see out there. You've got very vague representations. You can read the Steiner. Of course, it's all available online for free, and you can read all of that. And I couldn't grasp it. I got about every other word, and I just didn't know what it all meant. And even when I found something that was kind of telling me, okay, we have to do this wet on wet painting, and we have to do these form drawings, or whatever it was, I still just felt like something was missing. Like I just felt like I was going through the motions, but not really getting the depth and getting that feeling and getting that whatever, that magic is all I can say of Waldorf, that I was able to bring into my children. So basically I don't, it's like, don't let this happen to you. So I don't want that for you. I want you to be able to take the opportunities that are available now, as Waldorf has really come along in the homeschooling realm. There's so much out there available. There's so many opportunities that it can almost be overwhelming. And you think, there's stuff everywhere. Which do I pick? What do I do? There's a blog over here. There's a blog over there. I don't know. I'm trying to model my life and my homeschooling after this person over here, and it's not working. There's so much out there, and a lot of it can be very overwhelming and very confusing, because if it's not brought to you in a way that makes sense, that's kind of step by step done for you, okay, here's what you do, and let's get down to the real nuts and bolts of it, it can be hard to grasp. So in my view, there are sort of a twofold way to it. You need to know the background, you need to know the theory, you need to know why Waldorf magic works. Basically, what I don't want for you is I don't want you struggling, I don't want you frustrated, I don't want you wasting all of your time and your energy trying to just to figure out how to do the thing that you really wanted to do, as we talked before, which is successfully homeschool your child in a thriving environment. And I don't want you to have to waste all of the energy and the time and the, like I said, the overwhelm and the frustration on just trying to figure out how to do it, because it's enough just to do it. And you want to enjoy what you're doing, and you want to be happy, and you want to come across confident, and you want to be able to give to your child and be present with your child while you're doing it, instead of going, oh my gosh, I have no idea what I'm doing, because that will totally come across to your child and they will totally get it. Or you'll be resentful, and you'll be like a grumpy mom that doesn't really want to do it, or really wants to do it but just is just like, it'll wear you down if you just are trying to do something that you don't quite understand. So I want to kind of erase all of that, and I want you to be able to just be yourself, to give all you can give as a successful homeschooling teacher, and to be able to give all of that to your child. And just really enjoy this journey. You've made the decision to homeschool. It's a big decision, but it's something that you may be doing for years, and it shouldn't be something that's like a drudgery, or like, oh, now it's time to homeschooling. You should be excited, to bring all this information, and it is. It's a learning. It's such a learning journey and path for me as a mom. And if you're on this path of Waldorf homeschooling, you will grow, and you will learn things you never learned before, and you will relearn things that you didn't get the first time around, and it's really amazing. But you have to be able to be in that place to to take on all of that, and not just be so overwhelmed with all of the curriculum and the things that you have to do that you're just you're kind of closed off to that, because you're just like, oh, this is just one more thing I have to do now. Now I have to add homeschooling to what I'm already doing. And there is a way to do this where it just flows and it just fits into your day, and it just becomes part of your schedule and what you do. But there are a lot of things, as I'm sure you know if you've even started to look into this, or maybe you've been doing it for a year or so. It's a very huge learning curve for the mom or the teacher, dads too, who are out there homeschooling. There is a lot to learn, and there's a lot to do to bring this to your child. So what I've tried to do is to break it down into steps that you can say, okay, here's the theory that we need to learn, and here are the nuts and bolts practical side of this. We combine the two into our Homeschool Academy program that will be starting up at the end of this month, the beginning of October. And we are so excited because this is like the first time a course like this has been available that I know of, where it's literally taking you, from beginning to end, everything you need to know on how, I call it like the teacher training for Waldorf homeschooling moms, because we're trying to get as much as we can. I mean, it's a 6-month program, so obviously there's always more to learn, but we're going to try to really give you the basics and the foundation during this program, so that you get it, so that you understand where you're going and how to get there. And we're going to map all of that out for you. And this information that you'll have will not be something that's lost. You will be able to take this information and keep using it. I mean, once you get the foundation, once you get the basics, then you just add a little bit here and there with the particular curriculum as you go along. And once you get it, it's like, woo, the light bulb goes off, and it becomes something enjoyable, becomes something that's fun, and not this thing that you like have to do. Anyway, I don't want that for you. I really want you to be able to stay on track. I want you to be able to hit that goal of actually homeschooling your child in a way that you know is the most nourishing, the most fantastic curriculum, and that fits you. And that's what this course will do. It will give you that. It's not a one-size-fits-all curriculum. Otherwise, we would just open the book and start reading it. That's what makes it, so amazing, and what makes it so difficult and frustrating. So we're trying to give you all you can, so that you can take it and make it your own, that you can follow along somewhat with a guide, with a map, and with 2 mentors for 6 months, holding your hand and guiding you through the information, so that we make sure you have all your questions answered, that we've got everything covered that you need to go be successful. So join us for the next video where we'll give you a little bit more information.